Hey guys, we've been doing breakdowns for the recent Dragon Ball Super Fusion World regionals, and some of you suggested doing a video based on not only regionals, but the regions themselves and their metas, which decks the players of said regions are typically playing, as well as which ones are winning. This will give us some unique insight as to the top players around the world and how they are choosing to play this game in their own home regions. With that, I'll be using Eggman Events websites as well as a few Twitter posts to share that data with you guys. I'll link everything down below, and with that, let's get started with the first meta to look at, and that's going to be Spain's. And right off the bat, Android 17, the green meta in Spain, looks like to be super dominant, but that's not to rule out everything else. We have blue Vegeta, we have red Son Goku, the Universe 7, and then we also have yellow Frieza. So without looking at how far Android is, it's literally almost, yeah, it's out excelling everything in every other color group. The others are still pretty notable, so I think we'll go over each of those. Let's start with the starter deck Vegeta, which was actually one of the top 16 decks. The best starter deck Vegeta is going to be this one right here. And right off the bat, when you look at it, it's pretty much its staple. Something that really stands out is this Goku Black. It does have 3 Sinister Sickles, which I'd imagine has Mai. No, it doesn't have Mai. So this looks like more of a control type deck. A lot of aggro potential with your 2-drop Trunks, your Bulma here. We have 2 Vegetos, 2 Double Strikers, and 3 Zenos. Really nice, honestly. Nothing too crazy. I do like this singular future Trunks here. This might be a late game type play. See, nothing too crazy. Next is going to be the Son Goku one, and that one actually placed 3rd right here. Let's take a look at this one. Let me just make sure. Yeah, this is the Universe 7 Goku, and already the Frieza. This 1-drop Frieza is so scary. It literally becomes a 25k body that you can swing into any leader currently in the meta, right? Nothing is surviving that. They're gonna have to waste combos. I really like this only for 1 energy. We also have the staples Android 17, which also gets buffed by this leader, but also buffs the leader itself. Your 3-drop Son Gohan, the one, Kefla that synergizes with both those cards, are 1 secret rare, 4 glimpses, which is actually quite surprising, 1 Beerus, and 2 God Kamehamehas. So this isn't full aggro. You do have some, semblance of control, which makes sense, especially with a bunch of your cards being able to damage reduce. Honestly, I imagine seeing a bit more of Universe 7 Goku in future events. But as far as Spain, this is their red leader that they're going for, this is why we're doing this video, because you'll see I really thought Beerus was one of the more consistent leaders. And if you look at this, there were only 6 Beerus in the entire leaders breakdown in Spain. They prefer to go with this more aggro approach, which honestly, this is really cool that we're breaking this down. Now let's check out that Frieza. Let's see how different their Frieza is with the other regions and their Friezas that are topping, getting the entire regional winning 1st place. So let's see here. This is running the Ginyu package. It does have the 4 SR Vegetas, 2 coolers. Let's see how many dead cards they have. 8 and 15 10k combos. If you guys remember the most recent regional breakdown, I believe, we looked at the winning Frieza. There was like 7 Friezas in the entire top 16, but the one that won had the most potential for 10k combo. And I wonder if that's something to be looked at here. I really love this feature in this website. Definitely check it out. But yeah, they also have Zarbon, which personally, I'm not a fan of. Like, if you're going to go for a Self-Awakener, that's a blocker, that's a 2-drop, go for a Naze, right? Because that's a 10k combo that you can use later in the game. Yes, I know it's not Frieza's army, and that's probably what they're trying to do here with the synergizing aspect, but it is what it is. They also have 3 of the Frieza cocoons and 4 4-drop Son Gokus. All in all, pretty standard Frieza list, to be honest. But now let's look at that number 1 Android 17. Why is this Android 17 list dominating in Spain? And why is it not doing as well in other regions? Let's find out. Well, we have our 1-drops here across the board. We do have 4 Cell Juniors, so that's kind of a staple. We have 1 of these. Okay, there's your extra card. So essentially you can turn this into 5 of these, or possibly 8 of these, right? We only have 2 Brolys and 3 double androids, which is kind of weird. You only have 2 big bosses. And I think maybe that's what's actually working for them, right? you have all these other cards that can do a ton of damage, and it seems to work. Whatever they got going for them seems to work. But look at this. It has 17 dead cards in this deck. Personally, I'm not a fan of that. Like that's terrifying. 20 10k, which is good, but 17 dead cards? I don't know, guys. Listen, it literally won in Spain, so clearly there's something there. So yeah, that's Spain, which brings us to our next one, Melbourne regional. I did an entire video on this, so I'm not gonna go too heavy into this. We'll just look at the top two here, which is going to be Frieza and Android. Let's look at the Android real quick. Also, this is Australia, if anyone's wondering. And the deck list looks very similar. Some things that are different, even more dead cards, and one less 10k combo. It does have 2 cells, so maybe that's the issue, right? You put in the cell which you thought would be better. It doesn't have the earth-defying blow or whatever that card is that gives you 25k in ramps for you. But other than that, everything else looks the same. You have your Self-Awakener, your 4 double androids here, your double striking double androids, 2 Brolys, nothing too crazy, but it did get second. It did not win. It did get represented fairly well in Australia, which brings us to the #1 spot, Frieza. This is the one I was talking about, I believe. No, it wasn't. This is definitely not the one I was talking about. That isn't, the combos are just not there. But yeah, let's look at this again with the Zarbons. Apparently, Zarbon is a better pick for these winners for the Ginyu package. I guess that makes sense. I mean, they're doing it, they're winning it. Who am I to judge? They only have 2 4-drop Gokus, which is kind of interesting here. Yeah, this is definitely the one we made the video on, because like the reason they won that single nail super combo, flexing for days right here. But honestly, maybe the golden death beam was the thing that helped them out here. I can only imagine this is really good into possibly blue and red. Not really going to be great into green or yellow, right? But there is Golden Frieza, only 2 of them, and just that card in itself, these 2 cards specifically are going to give green a run for their money. But yeah, that's going to be Australia. So again, Frieza dominating Australia with androids in the second half, right? And Beerus, kind of showing up a little bit, but it is what it is. Let's move on to North America, Niagara Falls here. And this is where things get a little spicy. Look at this pie chart. Frieza, absolutely winning. I think we did this video as well. But look, another yellow leader. And then the aggro approach of Spain's top red leader also coming in with the Universe 7 Goku. Let's start there. Let's look for our first Universe 7 Goku right here. And right off the bat, oh yeah, there's a couple things different. We don't have as many extra cards. We also have, how many dead cards do we have? 19. That does feel like a lot, but we have 24 10k combos, which is pretty nice. And this deck, I think this Android 18 is very interesting, because now you can use this to pull your Android 17 that buffs your leader, or the Self-Awakening Android, right? Same as Krillin, where you can pull your Self-Awakening Krillin, or your damage reducing Krillin, which I think is kind of the big deal, especially when you see that they don't have the 3-drop Son Gohan in this deck at all. Like, I personally think that's a great card because it's super strong. With this awakened leader, it becomes a 25-30k swing. This doesn't. This becomes a 20k swing. However, it could damage reduce for 20k, and it is a 4 cost, meaning it survives things like that golden death beam or whatever it is for Frieza that can destroy a rested 3 cost. So I think there is something to be said for that there. Moving on, let's look at that yellow Vegeta. Again, we already made an entire video. Definitely check out the channel. This runs the Ginyu package, a lot of 10k combos. Let's see that, 15, 18 dead cards. But this is okay because of Vegeta's whole ability of being able to restand 2 of your energy, which means these dead cards, 4, 6, 8, 11 dead cards aren't actually dead cards, right? Like, you can actually get to use them. So I personally think we're going to see a lot more Vegetas. I can't wait to see a Vegeta win it all. And I love that Vegeta is topping, especially in North America, right? And let's bring us to our winner with the 7 usage. That's crazy. That is some really nice representation for Frieza here. But this is the one I was talking about. Look at this, 19 10k combos, 9 dead cards. And I think that there's something to be said there. Again, look, they're not playing the Zarbon, I'm also from North America, right? I'm in this region, and I just find it funny that like this is the deck that I would be like, I would most likely build something like this, and it looks like the winner also built something like this. I'm talking about like, yeah, no Zarbon, you don't need that. And look at them, they're bringing this 10k 2 cost, 20k blocker. It's nice to see. But yeah, we talked very heavily on this deck list in that video, so check it out. But that's North America for you, which brings us to Germany. And I actually did not get to break this down whatsoever. So we're going to be doing that for the first time together. It looks like androids and Frieza again. It's just green and yellow everywhere, right? Top 4 is Beerus though, which is kind of nuts. Wait, did Beerus win the whole thing? That is insanity right there. There is only one Beerus, and I think it might have won the whole thing, which honestly, let's break that down. There's not a lot of representation for Vegeta or even Beerus in the top 16. But yeah, let's look at the let's look at those first. Let's look at Frieza. Our first Frieza is right here. This is the runner-up, and yeah, the champion is Beerus. Wow, Germany's popping off. Okay, so looks the same as pretty much everything else. Nothing crazy. The only new stuff here is we have Time Rewound, which I imagine synergizes with Cooler, as well as Supernova for some extra damage, probably to go with Golden Freezer or anything else to help freeze up your opponent's cards. But now let's look at the Android list in the top 8, bro. That's actually crazy. And again, this looks like pretty much a staple. We have 4 destructive strengths that I'm not a huge fan because that brings up your dead cards to 17, 18 10Ks. But we are also running the Future Trunks package. Oh, I like this. I like this. This is the one that synergizes with this Android. So by turn 4, you play your Android, you get 3 energy back, and then you play your Trunks Future, hoping that you're actually at 5 energy. So you could essentially be at 6, 7 energy by the next turn. I really like that idea. I'm surprised a lot of other Android lists aren't doing that, but it is what it is. Let's go to the top 4 real quick. There are some really spicy things. 2 Friezas in top 4. That's cool. But you know what else? We have a Vegeta. Let's look at that. It's a singular Vegeta, and it's yellow Vegeta. I actually thought it was blue. Okay, no, that makes sense. Let me get back here. Nothing too crazy. Ginyu package. A lot of extras. There's no secret rare, which is kind of interesting, but it did get top 4. Cool. And now let's look at Beerus, the #1 Beerus deck, or the one that won in Germany. This is spicy. I'm really excited about this. All right, so we have our Basil. Okay, I'm assuming Basil is used to bring this guy. You need him, whatever. We also have Kefla here. We have the Policeman, damage reducer, another damage reducer right here. Another damage reducing Self Awakener, 3 damage reducers, 4 Son Gohans, a crit Self Awakener. What's this card right here? Oh, another damage reducer, and it also knocks them out. Interesting. So you can have this, use your awakened Beerus, and pretty much knock out something that's at 20k. I really like that. That's actually really nice. Another self-awakening damage reducing KO card. Something that's really interesting is this 3-drop 25k body terminative power. I guess, I don't know, this doesn't even synergize with Kefla, so that's it. Hold on, is Kefla any 3-drop or is it 20k? It is any 3-drop, so I guess that's where that synergizes. It synergizes with Kefla. It's a 10k body, 10k combo, I mean. We have 3 of these God of Destructions, another damage reducer, 2 Beerus, and 2 double strikers. This is honestly a really spicy deck list. I like it. And like I said before, I personally feel like Beerus is one of the more consistent red leaders. So I love to see that. And the one I'm really excited about is this one. This one is from Mexico, right? This is their top listings. I don't know why the text is so big, but it is what it is. 3 androids, 2 Brolys. Top 8, right? But you see green is dominating here. But let's look at this Broly list. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, I played this Broly list on ladder. I think I'm like 8-0 right now. It's actually pretty nuts, and I'm so happy for Broly. Like, it actually works. A couple things is, you know, you have your future Gohan and future Trunks synergizing really well, but also the fact is you keep this guy alive, you can start bringing in cards like this for free from your hand, your Vegeta, which is exactly what I did. You could bring your Trunks, you could play this guy and bounce any of these cards back to your hand. You could bring this for free. And I think being able to swarm the board with your Son Gohan from, future is so good. We also have our Selku, 2 double strikers, 2 Turles, which honestly is pretty good. I use this card quite frequently, actually, to get rid of the SR Vegetas, to get rid of who else? I was going up against Goku Black to get rid of their Zamasus that you can't remove otherwise, right? All in all, this deck is really nice, and I'm probably going to be playing it quite a bit. Also, we have 2 cells that help us get more life back and Selku, so we're not actually losing too much of our energy. All in all, I love this deck list. I love it for Broly, and yeah, definitely surprised there. Let's go look at their top list and see how their androids are different. Everything looks the same. We have 1 Bulma, which is interesting, probably to help them draw the cards that they need. We also have 3 double strikers, 2 big bang attacks, 1 instant Kamehameha. The instant Kamehameha is kind of an interesting pick, but I guess you could synergize that with Cell Jr. And yeah, everything else looks like pretty much a staple set for androids and the green meta, and that's in Mexico right now. But now Japan, which is like what everyone's been asking for, is really hard to find. I can't find anything. So I went onto the Japanese Twitter, right? And I found this from the Aichi Prefecture, which is in Japan. So this is their tournament. I don't know if it's a regional, right? But let's look at this real quick. It's an Android listing running the 1 drops here. Nothing too crazy. 3 Cell Juniors with all of these. And it looks like pretty much a staple, but it looks like green is doing really, really, really good. This seems to be the entire winner of the event there. And then the runner-up, I believe this is the runner-up. Let's find out real quick. Yeah, it is the runner-up, is a Beerus deck. So again, Beerus topping, very consistent red leader. You got your Basils to help you find your single Keflas. You have these guys. All in all, red and green and yellow and green are doing really good. They're winning a lot of these events. They're getting top 2 for sure, top 4 across all these regions. But that's not to say blue isn't topping. Blue is getting up there. Blue is right here. Blue is also right here. Blue is also right here. And right here. Let's see over here. And also Trunks, which is so weird, right? Let's look at this Trunks real quick. This is the Trunks deck list. So it's a lot of control and a lot of aggro. And oh, this is kind of spicy too. I like this. This synergizes with the 2-drop Trunks from the future. So blue's not winning per se, but they are getting top 16, top 8, top 4. They're getting their way up there. I still think maybe set 3, they'll need some other cards in their arsenal to actually win an entire regional event. Let me know what you guys think about the regional deck lists meta breakdown that I did for you guys in today's video. I'm very interested in Mexico and what their meta is currently looking like. It looks like green is just stomping through everything. Also Germany with their meta being green and yellow, but red coming out on top and winning it all. I think there's a lot to be said there, right? Green and yellow, everyone is playing it, but Beerus is able to beat all of them and win. You might want to read into that, guys. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.